Doesn't that sign look great? Okay, we're going to call our 10th meeting of this year for the Village Board of Trustees, Village of Depew, August 11, 2025. We're starting a little bit late. My fault.
It's my fault. I wouldn't shut off.
7:06, and we'll have the pledge by Trustee Craig.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll just remain standing for a second. As we gather here tonight to in service of our community, let us take a moment to reflect on the responsibility entrusted to us. Within each of us resides a wellspring of untapped potential, a strength that knows no bounds. May we recognize our capacity to create meaningful change both within our village and in the lives of those we serve. Let empowerment be our guiding force, inspiring us to lead with wisdom, integrity, and compassion. May our decisions foster unity, progress, and a brighter future for all. With unswerving resolve, let us work together to build a community where every voice is heard, every effort is valued, and every action is taken with the greater good in mind. Amen.
Amen.
Notification of fire exits by Trustee Zimba.
The emergency exits are located to my left and to the rear of the room. In the event of an alarm or emergency, please move in an orderly fashion to the exits and evacuate the building.
Need a roll call?
Trustee Morowski.
Here.
Trustee Zimba.
Here.
Trustee Kraft.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Here.
Mayor Peterson.
Here. The first thing up tonight is accept the zoning board meeting minutes from the June 26th, 2025 meeting.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion to move for its adoption to accept the zoning board meeting minutes from June 26, 2025. Item 1, Zoning Board of Appeals approved 17 Jane Lane to construct a concrete driveway within the required 3 feet setback and extend the new driveway to the property line.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Accept the zoning board meeting minutes from July 10th, 2025.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Accept the zoning board meeting minutes, July 10, 2025. Number 1, Michael C. Bukowski for a variance on a property located at 782 Sherwood Court of Chapter 260, 260-14B, 1H, to permit him to widen his driveway 2 feet within the required 3 foot from the property line. Driveway will be 1 foot from property line as required by the village ordinance. Approved.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Third is accept the zoning board meeting minutes from July 24th, 2025.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we accept the zoning board meeting minutes from July 24th, 2025. Item 1, 125 Meadowlawn Road for special use permit by Zoning Board of Appeals to construct an auxiliary housing unit and relief for R-2 dimensional requirement. Tabled.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that's carried. Tonight is a somewhat smaller agenda, and you'll be able to comment or ask questions on the agenda items only until later on in the meeting after we've gone around to each of the department heads for their reports, and then you can ask questions about anything that might be on your mind. You approach the podium, state your name and address, and then fire away, and we'll try and answer them. So we'll go through what's on the agenda tonight. First thing up is permission to sign the amended Phase 2 agreement. So we had some documents for the Phase 2 of our solar project on Broadway that were signed on July 29, 2025 due to some timing issues. Included in that was a change in the way we're getting compensated. So instead of taking the 25-year lease at $15,000 plus 3% increase for each of the years in between, we had a tight budget, as our residents know, for this year. It was disappointing that we had a substantial increase on the Cheektowaga side, not so much on the Lancaster side this time. But after some consideration, the board members changed their mind. Instead of taking the 25-year lease payments, which in all honesty is much more money, but in all honesty, it's nice that we were able to get $125,000 in a lump sum. So we'll take that, it'll go into our general fund and help with the year that we're in the midst of right now. So that was the gist of that resolution.
Are we gonna get any off-taker money or benefits from the solar?
We do have benefits. It's coming from a solar field that's in Chafee, actually. Today, we went over that today. So the village will be getting a 15% credit off of that, which is the same thing as we would have been getting off of Phase 2, but due to the way the state operates their solar credits today, that wasn't going to be possible in our particular array, so they found another array that will give us that benefit.
Yeah, I'd just like to comment as well that I was outspoken for the long-term compensation plan, but at this time, upon review, it seems that taking the upfront money with recent events, even transpiring at the solar farm and not knowing what the future may hold, that advocating these funds for our residents today to help counterbalance the budget is the right move to make at this time, so.
Yeah. So I know we would just go off topic because today we did meet with the developers of the arrays. To the chief's issue, and has been an issue for the roadway that leads to the back of the facility. Excuse me. That apparently has been decided as to how they're going to improve that, so that your vehicles, your trucks can get back there. There is still some things that I know that they say they were addressed, and I know one of the things that we talked about was that vegetation that was around each of those things. He understands that it's still not to his liking as well. This is Jim and his partner Paul. And then they're supposed to be, and you could follow up if you would, just to make sure that they actually did as far as signage on there, so that if we roll up on there, you know who to contact?
Yep.
Okay, and I know that they did make arrangements for you for additional training, so we just need to make sure that we take advantage of that.
Yeah, they did, but I still haven't, and I'll reach out to Jim, because that Brian guy that was supposed to reach out to me never reached out.
Okay, deal with Bodecker.
Yeah.
Okay, he's local, he's easy to wrangle, and if you have trouble, you let me know,
All right.
okay? Next up, resolution number 2. This is with sewer phase 9, our improvement project with the DEC consent. Regina, can you just help me with this one? What do we got?
This is just to,
This is with the.
for the WIA
application.
grant.
Right. We've
So
been
they're
very,
getting ready to
submit. for it.
submit for it.
The WIA grant generally pays for up to 25% of what the cost is, so it can be a very big portion of relief for the village, so hopefully we're in line
Yeah.
to get that grant. Resolution 3 authorizes the administrator to advertise it for a public hearing for local law number 3 of 2025, open fires and incinerators. Sam, since you did so much research on this, maybe you can just enlighten everybody what we're talking about.
Sure. So this is just a public hearing. It was brought to my attention that the village doesn't have a open burn law that gives our code enforcement and our police enough power to enforce and regulate these things. We had one, and it was repealed in 2011. Paul Sprata was at that meeting, and maybe you remember why it was repealed. I don't know.
Because it didn't state in the minutes what you said.
It said that Paul wants a line by the stop sign at Argus and Krieger because people keep rolling past the stop sign. That was the issue he brought up then. But we're trying to figure out why the village repealed the law, because there had to be some kind of reason for it. So I'm
So-
asking around to other people, and
2 previous mayors ago, that was 2011,
Hoffman.
Hoffman, right?
I don't remember that, but that line, that, excuse me, that stop line on Krieger and Argus was just redone last week,
We'll get to that.
and that makes a big, huge
We make sure it gets done every year because you've been talking about it since before 2011.
It's at least 2011.
difference. People just, some of them don't even slow down anymore.
So I think, Chief, you can say from your side, there's no teeth in what, if somebody has an open burn fire.
Yeah, if they could have an unregulated, unsafe condition, and we have no ability to enforce, tell them to put it out.
Yeah.
Or be emitting obnoxious substances into the air, into your neighbor's windows and such. And, every jurisdiction within the county that I'm aware of, and probably all of New York, if not the country, has some sort of ordinance here. I'm not sure why we'd repeal it.
Yeah, I know, I think the first time around when they put it in fact, it's about having some food there where you can cook a hot dog, keeping it away from the building, X amount, not bigger than a couple feet, right? But then there's people that, really don't like the campfire smell. And if they are burning something that's putting off smoke, gives you guys the ability to enforce it, right?
Yeah, within reason, sure.
So that's a public hearing, and that's for August 25th, 2025.
And we'll either have a local law that day or a good reason why we don't.
Okay.
I seem to remember, I think somebody was building a concrete patio, a fire pit, and they had something to do with repealing the law. Thank you. I remember something like that.
Was he in the minutes?
Dave's not in the minutes unless he got married and changed his last name.
All right, well, we'll bring it up again because we want to try and make sure it's on books and that we're doing the right thing. Resolution number 4, permission to sign a grant. This is permission for me to sign the engineering planning grant award letter. That was for $100,000, I believe.
I believe so.
It's $100,000 for one of our phases that we're dealing with here. Resolution number 5. Who wants to speak to this? Demolition of 47 Main Street. Kate, up your alley or what?
I'm
So-
not the authority on 47 Main Street, if I could.
Well, this was,
the fire chief. This is his bag.
Go ahead, Chief.
So, yeah, 47 Main Street's been a property we've been dealing with since October of 2024. Myself and Don have been working on. And we just got to the point now where nothing's been done to progress forward in a positive manner. And right now, the building's not inhabitable. It hasn't been inhabitable for quite a while. And it's starting to be not only an eyesore, but also some safety factors involved with it as well. So I do know that they did bring in you'd hire a design professional and brought a design professional in. And a design professional, I haven't heard from him any updates, but I do know that he did recommend that the back portion, which was an addition of a cottage that was put on the original 2.5-story structure, is not salvageable and needs to be demolished. He was last week supposed to be evaluating the rest of the main structure, and I haven't heard nothing back. I was going to reach out, if I didn't hear nothing from him by Wednesday, reach out to him and see what where he's at, what his evaluation and what his recommendation was for that. Whether it was worth fixing or whether it needs to be demolished. So, but we're going forward with the process, so to speak, because it is a lengthy process, and we don't know where this is going to fall. And one way or another, something has to be done.
This gives us the ability to take it down, though.
Correct.
So we'll see how serious they are about wanting to do something
Yeah.
about fixing that building.
And I'm planning to call Don and just do a rundown of what we need to file take the next step on demolition with.
Okay. All right, next resolution, appoint an electrical inspector. Apparently, we have had 3 different ones on our list, 4. Now we're adding a 5th one.
Yeah, the gentleman in question apparently has extensive background, extremely knowledgeable, and comes very highly recommended.
So he paid his fee to get listed, and he's just another one of our sources
Yes,
that if somebody needs an electrical inspection done, they can do it.
he's one of the parties you can call, yes.
Okay, that's Mr. John Dean III. Next, resolution number 7, item number 7, authorize the mayor to sign a proposal to submit and execute a contract of $16,500 for Get Her Done of Buffalo to demo 163 Kiefer Avenue. Next resolution is also for the mayor to sign a proposal to deal with the asbestos abatement that's at that same property for $1,885, 163 Kiefer. Next resolution, number 9, permission for Depew Volunteer Fire Department. Okay, so they did take the Antique 41 and then putting it in the Rotary Car Show,
Yes.
which is Wednesday. Engine 1 to attend a funeral service on Clinton Street in Buffalo. Permission granted to use Engine 6 to attend training at the Mill Grove Volunteer Fire Department, Genesee Street. Permission is granted to the junior firefighters to use the pavilion at the Northside Fire Station, August 24th, from noon to 6 for a family picnic. And those are the items that are on the agenda. Anybody has any questions or comments of any of those items, step to the podium, state your name and address, and we'll do our best to answer. Questions?
Paul, have any questions for me before I leave? No? Okay.
Questions on any of those items?
Yes, I
Hello again, we just need your name and address again.
Hello, Alyssa Arlova, O-R-L-O-V-A, 165 Warsaw, number 261, Depew, New York, 14043. I would like clarification, please, regarding 47 Main Street. We met 2 weeks ago at this point, and we discussed that some kind of exact plan with exact dates is going to be in place. And at this point, as I'm listening to the meeting, I'm hearing more communication, more deadlines, more extensions, and what I see as a bottom line, nothing's being done with concrete dates. So could you please clarify for me what is happening during which dates, please?
Well, hang on, because at the last meeting, I said repeatedly that we're affecting a property right, and the property owner is entitled to due process. And there's multiple steps in that process. The first one is a resolution authorizing the demolition of the building. The second one is my office drafts a notice of the demolition and files it with the county, and then it gets served on the people, and that has a public hearing date. The third step is that they have a public hearing here where they can come and say, our building's not falling down, here's proof, or something like that. You can come and say, the building definitely is falling down, here's proof. And the board will make a decision to approve or not approve the demolition. They can undo it if they find something compelling there. Once that's done, everything's served, they've been heard, we hire a demolition contractor and take the next steps to demolish or stabilize the building. So we're doing everything in the order that the law requires us to do it, and this is the first step.
My question is, Mr. Musiliak communicated with the architect or engineer or somebody, and So far, it seems that they have not, again, ignored, they ignored you
We,
again.
they did not ignore, they did not ignore anything. There was no more deadlines. We were going forward, we told them we're going forward with this process of demolition. They can still, like Sam said, go forward with whatever they want to do until we decide we're taking it, until it's decided that we're taking that building down. They can bring that architect design professional in, get whatever opinions they want on it. It doesn't mean that the building's not going to come down in the end. But they have every right to do that. We can't stop that. He was just, initially, he called, he reached out and gave his initial report on that rear part of the structure. Whether he's been back out there or he has not been back out there, I do not know that. It's been a little bit over a week since I had any contact with him. So maybe he didn't even go out there yet. I don't know. But there was no deadline set. I mean, the deadline is we're going forward with the process. Like Sam said, depending on what happens legally, can that be stalled or can that be stopped by them? It absolutely can.
So what is the next step of the process with the deadline, with the date?
Yeah,
What does the
so
law require?
At the next meeting, there will be an advertisement for permission to advertise a public hearing.
Are you referring to August 28th?
At the
Or
next
20
meeting,
25, whatever? In 2 weeks from today?
the 25th, there will be a permission to advertise for a public hearing. And then there will be we'll spend the money, publish in the newspaper that we have this public hearing. And then they will have it at the first meeting in September, they will have the public hearing, assuming everything gets filed and everything gets served in time. There are laws in place if you want to demolish a building. We have to comply with all the rules and the deadlines. So this is the first step. The next step is requesting a public hearing and then having the public hearing. And so 2 more meetings to get through that, assuming everything gets done in between.
Can you clarify on that statement? Assuming everything gets done in between, how do you mean that?
I have to draft and file the notice of demolition, and we have to serve them with it. And we've had issues where we can't find the owner of the building to properly serve it, and sometimes we don't want to have the public hearing until we're sure we've given legal notice to the people who own the building.
He's not on public record, like in tax office?
I don't know right now, but I don't want to tell you it's definitely going to happen in 2 weeks and be wrong.
Look at the other one that's on the agenda here tonight. Kiefer's been, how long has that been in play? A year and a half or
As
more?
long as I've been here,
Yeah,
2 years
it's like
plus.
2 years. And we're just now getting to the point where we've obviously had quotes taken as for demo, quotes
Right.
taken for the asbestos, and we're just a permission to sign off on those.
So you have to realize this is a complicated legal process. They can come in and offer defenses.
And especially in this case where we actually know who owns the property.
But our office, just so you know, our office is not giving them any more, we haven't given them any more deadlines since the last one. Otherwise,
The ball is rolling, it's up to them to actively stop
Right.
it.
Right.
Right now, we've thrown our thing into the ring now, and it's moving. We're taking that step tonight with,
if we would have given our deadline, we wouldn't be at this point in the process right now. So there is no more deadlines.
No more extensions.
Extensions, yes.
Okay.
Does that make sense? We're just,
I am concerned because there were several extensions given before, and I want to make sure that this same process.
There are no more.
but
No more
they're,
extensions.
but they were not put on a board meeting and voted on by the trustees.
Okay.
So I guess
Those were just talking between code and building and the people that are involved. Once it gets here is when it really starts.
now the board's taking.
Now it's,
Okay.
it's like the difference is like when code is doing it, like that's just the talking part and like, you can do this, 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 but now that it's in our hands, it's moving.
Wonderful.
but
Thank you.
it's not a quick process, so
I want to see something's getting done.
we have others, we have other residents in the village that want to see something on certain properties too, but, there's only so many things that we could do legally
Right.
without, there's another one on D as an example, 51D. We've been talking about that for over a year now, and that there is somebody that owns that building, but he's not able to make decisions, and there's no other family member. So we have to follow through a process in working with the Western New York Law Center and the zombie properties and the bank that's involved and the property management company. We get weekly emails about nothing being done, but there is things being done.
That one's more complicated
It
because
is.
the bank owns it, which gives us less rights.
Right.
We can't just go in there when there's a property maintenance company. So rest assured, everything is moving as quickly as it can be moving, but there's certain intangible aspects to something like this that I can't sit here and make you promises on.
You have properties near this one? Is that what it is?
5.
It's right next door.
Right next door?
And it's falling down, and now the architect or whoever came in, they took the siding on the bottom, so the building is exposed, and the rats and the raccoon is going in there. The sill is crumbling, and the siding and the white foamy thing, whatever, insulation, is all over my driveway.
Okay.
So it's not only they're not following the rules and ignoring the fire chief, they're becoming more nuisance, and the building is continuing to lean on my property.
You're at what address on
49 Main Street.
49? But, on to the next step.
On to the next step.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Paul?
No.
Dave? Nothing? Okay. Mel?
Dave, I found you in a 2007 meeting minute. You got Paul beat.
All right. No other questions on the agenda items? We'll get going. Resolution number 1, permission to sign Phase 2 lease amendment.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion to move for its adoption. Be it resolved, the Village of Depew Mayor Kevin J. Peterson is authorized to sign the amended Phase 2 lease documents retroactive to July 29th, 2025.
I second the motion.
And roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 2, authorizing a resolution with reference to the proposed Village of Depew, Erie County, New York, Phase 9 improvement project.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following resolution and move for its adoption. Whereas the Village of Depew Village Board supports the submission of a New York State Water Infrastructure Improvement Act, WIIA, grant on behalf of the Village for the Sewer Phase 9 project, hereinafter referred to as parentheses project, close parentheses. And whereas affordability for village residents and property owners is a significant concern in advancement of the proposed project. And whereas an engineering report entitled parentheses Phase 9 Sanitary Sewer Evaluation Survey and Corrective Action Plan, close parentheses, recommends implementing the project to help improve wastewater quality and protect public health. And now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. Item 1, Village Board authorizes Municipal Solutions Incorporated to prepare an application for the WIIA grant funds for the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation, parentheses EFC, close parentheses. Item 2, the Village Board authorizes the Village Mayor to execute the application for any necessary supporting documents required to apply for the WIIA grant funds from the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation, parentheses EFC, close parentheses. This resolution shall take effect immediately. Number 3.
I second that.
Need a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 3, permission to authorize the administrator to advertise a public hearing for local law number 3 of 2025, open fires and incinerators.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. The administrator is authorized to advertise a public hearing for local law number 3 of 2025 to discuss the implementation of the open fires and incinerators law. The public hearing will take place on August 25th, 2025 in the Depew Village Hall Chamber Councils. 85 Manitou Street, Depew, New York, 14043 at 7 p.m.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that resolution is passed. Number 4, permission to sign a grant letter.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved, Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign the Engineering Planning Grant Award Letter.
I second the motion.
Can a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Morowski.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 5, the demolition of 47 Main Street.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make a motion, move for its adoption. Whereas under Village Law, Section 81-11, the Village Board may authorize the supervising code enforcement officer via the resolution, quote, to immediately cause the repair or demolition of such unsafe building, end quote. Whereas the building located at 47 Main Street is such an unsafe building as determined by, whereas under Village Code Law, Section 81-4, the Village Board has received an investigation and report from the code enforcement officer offering the opinions that the building located at 47 Main Street, Depew, New York, 14043 is such an unsafe building. Whereas the following unsafe conditions exist at the property located at 47 Main Street as determined by a report made by or caused by to be made by the supervising code enforcement officer on the 8th day of August 2025. A, the interior walls or other vertical structure members listed lean or buckle to such an extent that the plumb line passing through the center of gravity falls outside of the middle third of its base. The building, exclusive of the foundation, shows 33% or more of damage or deterioration of the supporting members or members of 50% of damage or deterioration of the non-supporting enclosing or outside walls of coverings. The building has improperly distributed loads upon the floor or roofs, or in which the same is overloaded, or such have insufficient strength to be reasonably safe for the purpose of use. The building has been damaged by fire, wind, or other causes so as to have become dangerous to life, safety, morals, or the general health and welfare of occupants or the people of the village of Depew. The building has become or are so dilapidated, decayed, unsafe, or unsanitary, or which so utterly failed to provide the amenities essential to decent living that they are unfit for human habitation, or are likely to cause sickness or disease so as to work injury to the health, morals, safety, or general welfare of those living therein. The building, because of its condition, is unsafe, unsanitary, or dangerous to the health, morals, safety, or general welfare of the people of the village of Depew. The building or structure remains vacant and unattended continuously for a period of 1 year or longer without adequate safeguards to prevent unauthorized entry.
You gotta give back to
Is it?
Jay.
The building exists in the violation of providing any of New York State Uniform Fire Prevention and Building Code. Whereas the building cannot be safely repaired under Village Law Section 81-5 and therefore must be demolished instead, the owner, executor, administrator, agent, leasee, or any person having a vested or contingent interest in such an unsafe building as shown by the records of the receiver of taxes or of the county clerk is responsible for the demolition of the unsafe building. However, if, quote, the person is so notified to comply with said order of the village board, and after the hearing the village board shall provide for the demolition and removal of such building or structure either by village employees or contract, end quote, per village law section 81-9. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the village board approves of the demolition of the property located at 47 Main Street, and resolved that the subsequent to the passage of the resolution and prior to demolition, notice will be served to the owner, executor, administrator, agent, leasee, or any persons having a vested or contingent interest in such unsafe building as shown by the record of the receiver of taxes or of the county clerk per village law section 81-6, 81-7, and 81-8, and resolve that the public hearing shall be held before the village board no less than 5 days after the notice of demolition is served, and resolved that the expenses of such demolition will be charged against the land of which it is located and shall be assessed, levied, and collected.
I second the motion.
And roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morosky.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 6, appoint the electrical inspector pursuant to section 4-400 of Village Law. I, Mayor Kevin Peterson, do hereby appoint John Dean III as third-party electrical inspector for the Village of Depew. Need a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morosky.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Would you reach out to them, Kate, and let him know that? That he saw it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks. Resolution number 7, authorize the mayor to sign a proposal regarding contract given to Get Her Done of Buffalo, New York.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I'd like to make the motion, move for its adoption. Be it resolved that Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign, submit, and execute a contract for $16,500 with Get Her Done, 300 Green Street, Buffalo, New York, 14206, for the controlled demolition of 163 Kiefer Avenue, Depew, New York, 14043.
I second the motion.
And a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morosky.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 8, permission to sign 163 Kiefer Avenue for the asbestos abatement.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Be it resolved that Mayor Kevin Peterson is authorized to sign, submit, and execute a contract for $1,885 with UNYS Environmental Consultants, 346 Austin Street, Buffalo, New York, 14207, for asbestos abatement, air monitoring, and visual of inspection associated with the controlled demolition of 163 Kiefer Avenue, Depew, New York, 14.
I second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morosky.
Yes.
Trustee Zimba.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Adolph.
Yes.
Mayor Peterson.
Yes.
That's carried.
Resolution number 9, permission for the Depew Volunteer Fire Department.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make the following motion and move for its adoption. Permission is hereby granted to the Antique 41 to attend the Rotary Classic Car Show to be held on Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, from 3 p.m. till 8 p.m. at Russell's on Transit Road in Williamsville. Permission is hereby granted to use Engine 1 to attend a funeral service on Thursday, August 14th, from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. at the Bushka Funeral Home located at 2005 Clinton Street in Buffalo, New York. Permission is hereby granted to use Engine 6 to attend training at the Millgrove Volunteer Fire Department located at 11261 Genesee Street in the town of Alden on Monday, August 11th from 7:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. Permission is hereby granted to the junior firefighters to use the pavilion at the Northside Fire Station on Sunday, August 24th from 12 p.m. till 6 p.m. for a family picnic.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. We received employment applications for the Department of Public Works. Toshin Lumpkins II. Got no department head reports tonight. There's no unfinished or other business. Before we get to actual public comments and concerns, we'll go around the room. We'll start with Kate in building.
I'm really happy to see that 163 Keeper is gonna be, gone soon. That is such an unsafe building. I'm really surprised that it hasn't injured someone by now. So that's a big win for us for that to be gone. There'll be a lot of happy residents. We've got a couple different things coming in. We are working on the core and shell for the new BOCES building coming up. They're just dropping off plans left and right. That one's gonna move pretty fast. The new Planet Fitness in the old Big Lots, I have their plans on my desk right now. That one's gonna go pretty quickly too. Let's see what else. Not to the fire thing. I'm happy we're gonna have that. Hopefully code and PD can work together. It doesn't seem like there's too many instances, but that's gonna keep residents as well as their property safe. So,
Plus, if there's quality of life issues, we now have some teeth in it.
yes. It's nice that we're gonna be able to follow up and do something about it.
Okay.
Because there have obviously been complaints, and then once fall comes and nobody's really having fires right now, it's too hot, but when fall gets here, it's gonna ramp up. And as always, business occupancy applications. You can't just sign a lease, move into a space, and start conducting business. You should always check with your local building department first, so that we can help guide you, so that we can be preemptive instead of, coming in after the fact and having to be the bad guy. I don't really care to do that. I'd like to work from the very beginning and keep things nice and smooth. So if you know anybody who's opening up a business in the village of Depew, please send them our way first.
This way I can watch the concert and not have to be at the planning board meeting.
This is true. This is true.
Unfortunately, we're losing a couple businesses, it seems.
Say that one more time.
It looks like we're losing a couple of businesses. it sounds like.
Yeah, businesses that seemed like they haven't been here very long. I really thought the pierogi place was gonna make a go of it. I guess
I
not.
haven't heard officially, but it looks pretty empty to me.
Yeah, that might be worth a phone call. I'm interested. I might follow up with
And
that.
the little delicatessen or convenience
The
store?
Elite Convenience. I don't know if they ever really opened up fully and got off the ground, to be honest with you there. But there's people leaving and there's people coming in. We've got the new Sunbeam heating and cooling coming in on Walden. That's a really nice unit. They opened that right up. They should be ready to go in the next few weeks. Obviously, the new Planet Fitness and BOCES, those are major projects. So
We have a new dance studio, right?
apparently,
Check that out.
I'll be looking. It's in my notes.
Okay. All right. Chief McNamara from PD.
Yeah, busy month, July. We handled 1,746 complaints, 116 of those were criminal complaints. 3 stolen vehicles, they all were recovered. Remember, people lock your vehicles and don't leave your keys in your cars, please. Total of 38 accidents. 8 of those were injury accidents, 1 involved a pedestrian. And we arrested 35 people, 6 of them were juveniles. 240 summonses issued this past month.
All right. On the other side, Chief Uzelak.
Good evening, everyone. Since our last board meeting, we've had 11 calls, 232 year-to-date. It looks like we're on pace probably for about 450 calls this year, which would be up from last year by a little bit. National Night Out last week, Tuesday, went very well with the PD and the fire department. We had a pretty good turnout, and the weather was nice, and I think everybody came out and enjoyed themselves. It's really a nice event, and it's, after having it for so many years and taking a few-year break, it's nice to have it back the last couple of years. And we plan on continuing to do so. I'd like to congratulate, we've had 3 firefighters, new firefighters that went through their basic firefighter training. 2 of them went through the basic exterior firefighting and then the interior firefighting operations course, which are 2 different sections. There's exterior firefighting and then interior. You have to pass the exterior before you go on the interior. That would be firefighter Corey Stepien and firefighter John Redmond. And then we did have another one of our firefighters go through the basic exterior firefighting operations, which is Ryan Schneider, and at some later date he plans on going through the interior part of it. But that's about 152 hours worth of training. And these gentlemen actually decided to take it, they have different formats for this. They decided to take it in the boot camp format, which is 2 weeks straight, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. So basically they're taking 2 weeks off of work to go through this training so that they can serve the residents of the village in the fire department. And then last but not least, just be careful if you are having campfires or any kind of cooking fires or anything like that. Everything's really dry right now. We haven't had any rain. So as you can see, your grass isn't growing as quick as it was. It's probably browning out a little bit. Just be cautious because everything's really dry. And just make sure that you're doing everything safely, please. Yeah.
First off, between the 2 of yous, 2 chiefs here, your night out was awesome. Right, Paul, you attended night out. You had no place to go until the concert.
Yeah.
There you go. But the other thing for the fire department, a unique thing tomorrow is the truck wash down of our new utility truck. That's sort of a special thing. Anybody can come and watch that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a tradition we have in the fire service. Whenever we get a new piece of apparatus, we have a wash down where our other pieces of apparatus in our department and also some of our neighboring departments that we work closely with come and we drive the truck through and they pretty much wash it down with water. And then we'll have a blessing of it after it gets done being washed down. So that is actually at Fireman's Park at 6 o'clock. It'll be on Erie Street, so if you're someplace in the park, you should have a pretty good visual of it. And then we have our dedication directly after that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So just a little tradition we have.
And I'd still like to tout the board's, the way we financed your vehicle, it's bought and paid for. There is no bonded money for that particular vehicle. So you own it completely.
We definitely appreciate the cooperation of the village board on replacement of our old engine too, which was 36 years old, so it was way overdue, to be honest with you. And that is this is the first piece of apparatus that we've replaced in the village since, I believe, 2016, so. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Sam?
Okay.
Legal.
I think I said enough about the local law and my historic endeavors into Dave Burkhardt and Paul Sprata's past public comments. Great to see the dedication, though. I'm surprised you guys aren't sitting up here. Usually that's the trajectory. Maybe it went the other way. Who knows?
Paul does sit up here, though, occasionally.
It's true. He does. We are in Article 7 season, so we had a few property tax challenges come in. I'll get appearances in on those. And that is about it.
All right. On this side, Trustee Z, back from LA.
2 things, just back from Los Angeles. The village's electronic waste recycling event is scheduled for October 4th. We will be working again with BCR, Buffalo Computer Recycling. The event will be here in the parking lot outside Village Hall. As soon as I have all the details on the flyer, I'll make it available to everybody. I will not be in attendance at the August 25th meeting, so I wanted to wish everyone what is my favorite holiday, a happy Labor Day, September 1st. All labor is honorable, And if you want to come to the parade, starts at 11, starts at Lackawanna on Dorrance Avenue, goes to Casanova Park. Food and drinks at noon. Come see me and I'll get you something to eat and drink. Happy Labor Day.
Very good. Trustee Morosky?
Not to take anything away from the two chiefs, because they did a great and awesome job with Night Out, but Lieutenant Menard and Assistant Chief Huey did bulk of the work for that, and they did a very well job and put on a darn good show for, again, taking off a couple of years, so thanks to them.
Okay, Trustee Kraft on the other side?
Since the last meeting, we wrapped up our Eat Local Passport project. We got maybe like 10 entries back, and from those entries, one winner was pulled, and she won gift cards to all of the participating establishments. So she's going to be eating pretty for a while.
So the deal was you had to go to each one of them.
Yes.
So those 10 or 11 people all went to like 15 or more
Yeah, it was 16.
places, something like that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you had 16 weeks to go to 16 places.
Nice. Very good. Deputy Mayor Adolph?
Yeah, I'll just put my call out there again, and it'll be hopefully posted soon that we're running the banner program for the veterans that have either lived or are from the village of Depew. All that you need is to send a high-resolution photo to my email and permission from the family to use the photo, as well as where in Depew you lived or currently live, so we can verify that you're part of our village. And so those three things, and the deadline's going to be in October, so early October. So hopefully within this month of August and September, we can get some photos. We're already a third of the way filled up already, so people are sending in their photos. So that will be posted. But thankful for the entries we've got so far, and looking for some more. So you can send it to my email address at aadolf@villageofdepew.org.
So I think it just should be clarified as well. We have a banner program that's been in place now for 3 years. We
3
work
years.
with a company called CGI out of Rochester.
Yeah.
They do all the legwork in the back end as far as going out to businesses in the village, soliciting them on a 1-year basis. They pay a fee, and out of that fee, they get a banner, and it's posted by the company, the business that gave the money.
Yep, no
So we
taxpayer dollars.
had 36 polls. So, and there's going to be way more than 36 veterans, okay? So not everybody is going to get a banner through this time. Just stating it right out there. Unless we come up with more businesses in the village that actually sponsor
Yeah.
one of the banners that hangs on one of the poles.
Which is a brilliant program, and we appreciate our businesses sponsoring as well.
So it just needs to be clarified that if somebody has an interest to do it, it's a very cool program, and it's, something very special for those that had members that served in the services. So at least in this time going around, it's we have 36 to work with.
Yes.
All right. Regina, talk about the Fall Fest, maybe?
Fall Fest, yeah. We're getting ready to, planning our Fall Fest in September 20th. It'll be at Fireman's Park from 11 to 6. We already have some musical acts booked.
Not the singing attorney and the sidekick chief over there.
Erroneous.
What about the fire chief and the singing attorney?
Whatever.
What about Isaac? He's pretty
Yeah.
cute.
I think we have a limit of only one time performing in the village in a calendar
In a
year.
calendar year.
Yeah.
But we'll have a variety of food trucks, a ton of different craft vendors, big variety that way. A bunch of crafts and things for the kids to do.
Records there.
There's going to be a basketball tournament, young boys and girls. This year, last year it was just young boys. Bounce houses, horse-drawn carriage rides, and
Balloon arches.
and some photo opportunities throughout the park. So we're really trying to have, a lot for people to do, to come out and have a beverage, get something neat, and have some fall fun.
Very good.
What was the date of that again?
September 20th.
Paul, you'll have to choose between the Village of Lancaster and the Village of Depew because they can't seem to do it any different than what we do.
Yeah, we did put ours out there last year for
In
this date in December, and then they
He's the
just announced theirs for the same day, so.
So, plan your day accordingly. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? All right, let's open it up. Anybody have some questions? Sure, come on up. Oh, sure. We appreciate you sitting through our meeting. I know we're a little long today.
That's all right.
Just your name and address for the record.
My name is Susan Wisniewski, and I live on 33 Rogers Drive. And this was my last resort. I said I wasn't going to cry, but I have a neighbor who burns. Just burns from 7 o'clock in the morning for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He doesn't have fires. It just smolders and it stinks. I've called the police. I've come to this police station. I spoke to a police officer. He told me that it shouldn't be billows of smoke. I showed him videos. He said there's nothing we can do now. There's nothing we can do now, but when it happens again, to call the police. I've called the police twice. They say they're within their limits. Nothing they can do. The one little cop said to me, "Oh, there's barely flames." And I says, "I know, because it just smokes." I said, "How would you like to live like this?" "It smells like summertime to me," they tell me. Yesterday morning, my husband got up at 8:30 in the morning to let the dogs out. He comes in the house. The first thing I smell is smoke. 8:30 in the morning, he is burning. He had trees cut down earlier this spring. The village did not take the rubbish because the village did not cut the trees down. They sat on his front lawn for about a month. Finally, he decided to burn them. You should have seen the street. It was completely covered in smoke. I wish I would have taken pictures then. A police officer came to my door later that day because somebody on Irving must have thought it was me because it blows right through my lawn. I directed him over to where it was. They go, they leave, the smoke continues. I am so happy to come here today and find out that.
Did you know that it was on our?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea. But I've lived in my home for almost 30 years. I can't sit outside. I work in a dental office. They freeze me in there every single day. I can't wait to come home and sit on my patio in the sun, and I can't because it burns my throat. My dogs, they reek. I can't hang laundry outside. You can't, a nice spring day or when it got cool those days, to open my window, give my air conditioner a break. You can't because the smoke comes in the house. It is awful. I came Friday. I did a written complaint. I don't know what else to do.
Well, then you'll be here for our next,
I will be here. It is on my,
there you go.
Yeah.
so thank you for listening to me.
Yeah.
And have you tried calling the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation?
No.
Okay, they enforce, it's only burning certain things like tires and other stuff like that, but they might take an interest in that too. And they have laws that we can't use, which is what we're looking at fixing and figuring it out. But they have a regional office. That might be a good place to call too. Not
Okay.
that we're saying it's someone else's problem. We're
Right.
working on it, but.
Right, yeah, because
For-
they can enforce air quality and stuff like that. as
Right,
well.
but it might be worth making it.
I have photos of the smoke. The last thing he did was he cut the back of his garage off so he could put a garage door in so he can access. And I believe he's burning that wood, the wood that he
So,
cuts
so
down.
Chief, during the open burn ban,
Yes.
if that was still happening, what kind of teeth would we
Well,
have then?
when there's a burn ban, I mean, it's a New York State law that's in place where there's a burn ban, so we can,
which was like, what, April
yeah,
to
yeah, that's
mid-May or
usually in
something
early
like that?
spring. It usually cuts off.
So I assumed he was
Yeah.
probably burning then too, right?
Oh, he's been burning for years, and I keep calling the village, and the village keeps saying there's nothing I can do. But this past summer, when he cut down those trees, I mean, it's just unbearable. And I actually went to his house yesterday because I was like, and I knocked on his door, I knocked on the garage door, I went in the back and knocked on his fence. He's not even home, and there's a smoldering smoke in his yard. I am
We'll
just.
see you in a couple of weeks.
I will be
And,
here. And thank
know,
you,
we'll
thank you
move-
everyone for listening to me. I'm sorry, I said I was going to be strong, but it's a touchy subject,
You
so,
did good.
thank you.
Come on up, Dave.
As far as the burn law and stuff, if that happened to me one time, I happened to accidentally throw some wet leaves into a pit that I had, and the smoke was blowing along Walden, and so a nice police officer was to come by, and I know the smoke can't hinder traffic. Now, if this smoke that this young lady is experiencing, if that blows across the street, that would be restricting traffic in a certain way, right? Couldn't police actually put a stop to it? Just do an occasional drive-by or something? And if there's smoke blowing on the street,
Yeah, so if there's not a law for us to enforce, there's nothing for us to enforce. So I'm not sure what this police officer told you as far as smoke blowing across the street. There is, in the vehicle and traffic law, there's a noxious substance traffic infraction, but that is coming from your vehicle. So I'm not sure what this officer was referring to, unless you were, if it was a Depew police officer?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, or if this was prior to 2011, because we did have this statute in place. I'm sorry, prior to 2012, we had the statute in place.
It might have been before 2011, though,
Yeah.
but
I'm not sure why the statute was removed. That's something, we're looking into. I could completely understand your concern and grief. My only defense is I can't charge somebody with something that there's not a, when I arrived here last year, it was probably your complaint that brought this up, and we've been looking at it since then, and hopefully we'll get this resolved for you.
One of the police officers lives on my street, and he's the one that helped me the day when I came in. It was Justin Reprimand. He lives on my street, and he's the one that told me, he says that, next time it happens, to call, and I call, and then nothing was done anyway. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, I really am, because this has been a tough summer.
stick around. I want to talk to you after the meeting, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Please approach, Mr. Sparrow.
Knew he wouldn't disappoint us.
All right, we'll give him a call.
Paul Sprotta, 58 Argus Drive. I've just got four things.
Four things.
Four things.
I won't,
Let me,
Let's go.
alrighty.
I won't take my 5 minutes.
Oh,
All right.
Promises.
All right, first of all, I wanted to thank Brian Musilak and Ron Maciejewski and a bunch of other firefighters attending a funeral mass for Adam Curtis. I don't know if anybody is familiar with.
Yep.
He was killed in a motorcycle accident, but it was nice to see them. It's one of the largest funeral masses that I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of them, but I wanted to thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
You got a seat, I understand.
Yeah, in fact, I was at his parents' house the day before the accident. Anyhow, question, Morano Drive Bridge, is there a tentative finish date for that?
before school starts is
Okay.
what they are wanting it. They're making really quick work of it, so I don't foresee that not happening, but that is the plan before it interferes with buses.
Okay, yeah, I saw them take the backhoe away today, put it on a
Yeah.
truck, so I guess that demolition part is done.
They're already installing the new concrete and everything.
Are they?
Yeah, that
Okay.
got delivered last week.
All right, thank you. Let me see, Founder's Day. The best thing that I saw on Founder's Day was when the banners were across that middle railroad bridge on Transit Road. It covered up all the rust and the flaking paint off of there. Now the banners are gone, and those bridges are a disgrace to the village. They need scraping and painting, and I know it's trying to get a hold of the railroad to do that is like pushing a rope. I don't know what can be done, but it's been like that for years, and it's not going to fix itself. Those bridges were built in 1937.
Yeah, I agree. I want to move forward with bridges, them being painted as well, for sure. I have been in contact with our grant writer. I knew when I first reached out, he said that at the time the Bridge New York grants weren't out yet. So I do have a meeting hopefully on the docket coming up with our grant writer soon in regards to trees, and I'll also be talking about bridges. So hopefully it'll be a fruitful conversation, but we'll see where it goes.
Your favorite part of Founder's Day would have been the song Brian and I sang. You had heard it.
I haven't heard it, but I heard there's a video of it that a certain person on the board has. I want to see that at some point.
To book us for Lancaster, we're available on the 20th.
The legend continues.
Well, I got one other thing. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, of course.
About this, the high grass and everything that's been, there's been several offenders of it through the village, but the one that sticks out in my mind is at the solar farm on Broadway. That is just coyote ugly between where those panels are and Broadway itself. Is anything going to be done about that?
Were you listening to the pre-board meeting? We talked about that.
No, I wasn't at the pre-board meeting.
Yeah, that's on,
I mean,
that's
it
on
needs
the,
landscaping or something there, and
landscaping will be done at the end. I'm pushing for a berm or some tree line or
yeah, okay.
something like that. It can't be anything with deep roots because of the, what's underneath.
Yeah,
So I suggested it was just this morning, actually. Like pine, evergreen trees are
yeah,
low.
pines are
They're
shallow
not,
rooted.
they're shallow rooted, so but it won't be until the entire project is done.
Okay, that's phase 3 you're talking, okay.
And as far as when the incident was out there about 6-7 weeks ago, in fact, Jim, who is here today, Jim and Paul from the local company, Energy Development, he knows that it's not done. We discussed it.
Yeah, I mean, he was disgusted himself with it, the actual owner of the property. He doesn't own the panels, he owns the property. And he said that it would be taken care of. And he understands that not only is it an eyesore, but it also is a hazard. If something happens like happened 6 or 7 weeks ago, and we had an inverter start on fire. So, he said he was gonna take care of that.
But when things are as dry as they are, I mean, how many mulch fires have you been on?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, instant combustibility.
absolutely.
Yeah. It's something we've been working with them on.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
I know my grass looks like a bowl of cornflakes.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that's all I've got, thank you.
All right, thank you, Paul. Okay, anything else? Mel, you got anything? Oh, come on up. All right.
Do I need to say my name again? First thing is praise for the police department. I witnessed at 79 Main Street, there is a continuous offender who keeps either blocking the driveway or he keeps parking on the sidewalk or the wrong way against the direction. The police was called and they handled it absolutely beautiful. Even though he was yelling and screaming and cussing at them, they absolutely de-escalated the situation, and he was like loud. So I wanted to applaud your officers.
Thank you.
Second quick question regarding the e-bikes. They keep whizzing on Main Street. It looks like they have a competition. They go from the the plastic factory, the business over there.
Siemens.
And the police officers are not there to check the speed. They're competing. I don't know what they're doing, but they're racing each other, e-bikes, and they ride on the sidewalk. So I wanted to ask about the law or the rules, or how does that work?
Can't be on the sidewalks. They can be on the streets, depending on what the power, how fast that they go. And they-
Fast.
And they need to wear helmets. Yeah. It's a problem on Main Street, it's a problem on Transit, it's a problem on Terrace, and we're aware of it. But do you have a time of day specifically, or is it just in general?
At dusk.
Okay.
At dusk. I was watering the plants and they just keep competing. And my tenants have kids, so.
You can, there's your opening for,
I'm sorry?
there's your opening for Lieutenant Wojciechowicz.
Yeah.
You mentioned that? For the
Oh,
record.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we just sent an officer. The state held a training. The state held a training in Rochester. We sent one of our officers, one of our lieutenants there. Yeah, the state really is in a fact-finding mission to see how big of a problem it is, because they're getting the complaints from all the jurisdictions and such. So though our hope is that they'll strengthen the laws and give us a little more ability to deal with the offenders. At this point, oftentimes when we have juveniles, that becomes very tricky. It's a violation committed by a juvenile. Family court doesn't take those very often. But we are doing an education piece there with our officers. We've attempted already to do education pieces with the public. We'll continue to do that. This year, we have towed 3 e-bikes. Unfortunately, the parents come back and retrieve the e-bikes, give right back to the kid, and they're out on the street the next day. So we're aware, we're doing our best, and we'll continue.
Thank you. 52 Main Street. There is tire dumping going on. I personally took out 8 tires and I disposed of them legally, and I paid for the disposal. And now by the railroad tracks, it's a bunch of tires again.
I'll take a look at that tomorrow. 52, you said?
52. What are they doing with them?
They dumping tires.
Up at the tracks? Just
Yeah, it's a bunch. I paid I got tired because I own the property again next door. It's like Main Street is
Yeah.
popping. So I just didn't want to look at that anymore. I took
take them to our DPW. We charge for it, but
So I took it to the mechanic that I normally go to, and he charged me for the disposal.
Gotcha.
There is an illegal dumping ordinance.
Yeah.
Correct? So, I'm not asking you to put yourself at any risk. Certainly, if you see it happening, call us.
At night.
Yeah, if you get a license plate or any, I realize it, and we'll put something on our blotter for our officers to be aware of.
But meanwhile, I will go out there and look, and I can always send that 52 Main a violation.
It's
And
in foreclosure.
Yeah, well, yeah, oh, is it? Well, I can still send a violation to somebody, right? I mean, there's...
I'm sure it's not 52 million, though, right?
The Holy Ghost.
Yeah, it's probably not the it's probably not, anybody that
It's
owns
the-
that property. It's other people probably, yeah, I get it. But it's...
Finally, I saw the video of the meeting that took place last week, where you actually presented as a citizen.
What was that?
The planning board.
The planning board.
Oh, yeah.
Has the village considered the moratorium for smoke shops? Not the legal dispensaries like Herbal IQ on the Transit Road, but smoke shops. But
You were sat in our pre-board meeting. I did mention that I brought the code enforcement officers together from Lancaster, Cheektowaga, and the village of Lancaster, along with us. And we had a big talk about that, because to me, we have more smoke shops than we have Tim Hortons. We have more smoke shops than we have Tim Hortons and Dollar Generals together. So, but the consensus is that there's not a lot of legal way of restricting that.
It's tough to just put a moratorium in.
Aren't they under special use?
Now they are. That's our new rule.
So nothing can be done.
They have to get special use permits, and they planning board denied the one the other day, and the idea there is we can regulate new ones coming in, and all the ones that currently exist are supposed to come through the planning board and get special use permits.
So as you watch that video, my concern as the mayor here is wasting resources that cost taxpayers money, whether it's our building department or our police department, to babysit basically somebody who doesn't want to pay attention to the rules.
The rules.
You know?
And then lying about it, obviously.
Yeah, in that case, and then, as we were discussing also in the pre-board, could be something as simple as a dance studio that just figures they can just lease a place, get the keys, open the door, and start doing business. It's just, to me, it just blows my mind that happens. And it happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A year ago was, I don't know what's the politically correct term for the massage parlor that was in,
Oh, yeah.
There isn't one.
what?
There isn't one.
Okay. Well, anyway, there was some, nefarious, I guess I'd call it, operation that was going on. And, you would think that that's part of the person that owns the building that's leasing it to somebody. Hey, you know what? You need to go and fill out the paperwork in order to have a certificate of occupancy and tell us what it is you're doing in it. Instead of just throwing open the door, slapping an open sign on it and start going to work. I mean, those people last week, it just really bothered me that somebody was up there basically saying, no, well, we weren't open. Police, I don't know why they came. That just,
He was lying.
yeah.
So
I put it politely by saying I was challenging their integrity.
Oh, I'm saying he's lying. He's lying.
But,
I'm glad that there is something on the books, and maybe there is a way to limit their infestation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got 1 minute left, Dave.
There's a noise ordinance about cars being too loud with their mufflers, correct? Chief?
There's a noise ordinance.
I mean, we have a motorcycle that rides up and down Walden, and that thing is extremely loud. I was wondering if there's a noise ordinance for motorcycles also.
So there's a noise ordinance, whether it specifically would cover the motorcycle would depend how long it was in the area. Was it parked? Was it just going up and down the street? And what the decibel level is, they'd have to catch the decibel level. There is a vehicle traffic citation, depending on if they've amplified their muffler in some fashion, done something to amplify it. So, again, what you need to do is call, and sometimes you don't get the results you want, I understand. If we could do something, we will.
Must make a plate number.
Do that, but there's also section 164-8 noise restrictions that says, no solicitor shall hawk or cry his wares upon any of the streets or sidewalks of the village. So, watch out for that too. I don't know if it's motorcycles, but no hawking or crying your wares.
What? You're the guy for my second question. I thought we did hear, we could place a moratorium on different things.
We can, but
I mean, because didn't we try that with like cell towers? Wasn't that brought up?
Not here.
I mean, it wasn't?
No. One of the things I think we were looking at was used car sales.
Yeah.
Hawkers and peddlers.
I mean, I don't know why we couldn't put a moratorium on the smoke shops and stuff like that. And
Use any loudspeaker or horn. God. Okay, great. We might have gotten in trouble for our show. We might have violated that.
There should be a moratorium on that.
I know a good attorney.
So what's the basic answer to Mr. Burkhart's question
Yes, there's
about
a noise ordinance.
moratorium?
There's a noise ordinance. Moratoriums, I mean, like, we'll probably get sued. It's not something we necessarily want to do if there's a lesser measure. Government shouldn't
Restrict free enterprise.
universally restrict. That's when you get in trouble. we can do things like putting special use permits and going forward with this plan that every new smoke shop has to come through the board.
You change the zoning, or something like that on it.
Yeah.
right? They can't be near
You could
schools
that's a good
or
idea,
anything like
too.
that.
But, I think,
Well, I think that's already on the
Yeah.
books
Yeah,
as
it
far
is.
as
It's
yeah,
already.
commercial.
where those smoke shops are. I mean, the closest that we have to a school would be the one that's on
Yeah, we
George
did.
Urban and,
we limited that, we limited their proximity to one another.
Yeah.
There's a lot in this law, and we're just starting to see it work. So let's give it a chance and see if it solves the problem. There won't
All
be
right.
any smoke shops on Argus Drive.
I got faith in you guys.
Thanks, Dave.
there we go.
Just don't hawk or cry on the wear.
Okay. Now,
Come on up.
come on up. Don't want to leave you back there.
My name is Mel Kirby, 383 Panora. I've been having a conversation of an idea that I started, and I'm the only one in the village that does it. Every year when 9/11 comes up, I set up a 9/11 memorial. I gather everything myself. I have a bagpiper, I get the drummer, I get everything squared away myself. I have a memorial where I have all the names of the first responders, and I have another one that's got first responders and civilians. I do flowers, all that. I came up with the idea, I was having a discussion with the young lady up there, next to you, Mr. Mayor, about seeing if the village would allow me to ask you if you would partner up with me to get the village, get this out to the village where the members that live in the village be involved of a ceremony. I do it at the Vine Wesleyan Church every year. Chief I've been getting the chief and the department involved. I would love to get the police department involved. We do honor guard, we march in, we do a service. I stand honor guard in my Class A's by the memorial. We get people I got a couple of my fellow firefighters that join me. They shake our hands, they thank us for our service. The memorial's amazing.
Where is that, at the Vine?
I set it up at the Vine every year. Me, myself, and my church actually got honored by New York City, the 9/11 memorial with flags that flew over the 9/11 memorial. And I actually put one on display with the memorial.
So do you do it, let's say this year is on a Thursday, you would do it on that day? Is it always on the 11th?
It depends on, I have to do it on the day of church,
Okay.
which is a Sunday. I try to do it before, the Sunday before 9/11,
So you would do this year like the 7th then?
the 7th, yes, sir.
And
And
what-
I'm actually in the process of waiting officially, I should know this week, about a drummer and a bagpiper that's going to be present.
I know from the fire department, chief, we used to have our inspection that weekend generally.
Yeah, now our inspection's the last Saturday
Yeah, now it moved.
of September. Last year we started, and it was something really small last year, but we had, on September 11th specifically, at the park for our fire department, we had a 9/11, very short, 15 minutes, just to pay respects, and one of our chaplains, Gail Papura, officiated it, and it was just to keep something simple, but also recognize the day. And we're going to be doing it again this year on September 11th. Difference is we're going to be opening that up for anybody in the community and advertise if they want to come. And it's just a short 15, 20-minute thing, not, you don't read all the names, nothing like that, but it's just we have it down at Fireman's Park and our Fireman's Memorial, and we just want to make sure that we don't ever forget that day. So we will be doing that again this year. And, but yeah, that's different than what Mel's doing, definitely.
Can you put that together in like a written form of what you're proposing? I know you shared it with Regina, but can you put it in writing?
Yes, I can. And I will be here at the next meeting.
Okay, all right, good.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel.
Thanks, Mel.
Well,
All right. Anything online?
No.
Okay. I think we've exhausted everybody's comments tonight. If it's okay, we'll move to claims and accounts.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion, the claims and accounts have been audited by the Finance Committee and are approved for payment as follows.
From the general fund, $672,896.97. Community development, $1,172.50. Sewer fund, $859. Capital projects, $34,904.57. For a total of $709,833.04.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. And I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Honorable Mayor and Board of Trustees, I make a motion that we adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:33 PM.
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned. What time do you have?